Okay. Mm. Okay, to start the class, let homage to the Buddha first. Okay. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Amen to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Amen to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Amen to the sublime one, the worthy one, the fully enlightened one. Okay, dear friends, let's start the class. So we were talking about actually indeclinable word, and also it's called gerund and absolutives. So let me share the Pali. I found another version for you. Mm. Can you see this screen? So words in Pali ending with suffix twa. Twa is the suffix, okay? So you remember this twa and twana. Um, twana and sometimes tuna. These there are three suffix, okay? So which we use to make absolutes. Also in Pali we call it purva kriya. Purva kriya. In English it's translated as absolutes because they never change. They use as how it is. It's called known as purva kriya, okay? So they belongs the grammatical category of indeclinable particles. So they cannot decline as noun. You remember we decline Buddha, noun Buddha, Buddho Buddha, Buddham Buddhe, Buddhena Buddhe Vibuddhe, like that. So we have 8 cases for noun to decline. But these kind of grammatical category, we cannot decline. Okay, it's appear how it is because they cannot be declined as other words in English, though there is no entirely appropriate term to distinguish these words. In English, it's difficult to have a term like grammar rule like this in English. So it seems the terms gerund. So it's similar gerund, but not 100%. And absolutes have been employed by some scholars. Okay. They are also known as indeclinable past particles, participles, indeclinable past participle. Okay. So you have to remember is purva kriya, absolutes, it indeclinable, and there are three suffix that twa and twana and tuna. Okay, and in English it's called like gerund or absolutes. So in a like scholars like employed like that. Okay, so see. So what are the three suffixes for Purvakriya or absolutives in German in Pali? Do you remember? Yeah, three. Three suffix. Read it loud. I want to listen to your voice.
Twa, Twana, and Tuna.
Twa, Twana, and Tuna. Okay. Everyone say loud.
Twa, Twana, Tuna.
Very good.
Twa, Twana, Tuna.
Very good. So now you know how to pronounce it. Okay. So let's move to the next page. However, this category of words plays a greater role in the Pali language, which expresses action or actions that happen before the final action in a sentence. Okay, do you understand? So this kind of the absolute use or Purvakriya does a great job, great role in Pali language, and which expresses action before the main action, before the main action, main verbs. So you can do several things before main verbs, the main action. So they call Purvakriya absolutes. In a sentence, any number of Purvakriya or any number of absolutes can be contained. So they are not limited, like can be 5 or 3 or 6 absolutes or like a Purvakriya before the main action. And in the above given text passage, there are a few Purvakriyas such as pasitva, then you can see the root pasi, that is mean pasitva, having entered. Pavisitva, having entered. Upasankamitva. If you read Pali Sutras, you always see this word. Upasankamitva, having approach, right? Sat on a side. You remember the devas come upasankamitva and sat like that. So having approach. Abhivadetta. You see this word also, abhivadetta. Like pavisitva, abhivadetta, upasankamita, they all absolute. Having attained. Upasampajja. Abhivadetta means having saluted. And anyaya, having known. Okay, so and upasampajja, having attained, upasampajja. As in the last two Pali words, suffix ya optionally take the place of these suffixes. Generally, in cases where there is a upasagga or prefix join at the beginning of the root, following an example of absolutes. So there are some prefix before absolute or purvakriya happen. They at beginning of the the prefix join at the beginning of the root. So beginning of the root, before we add the like suffix, we join this prefix to the root. Okay, like that. So here you can see abhivadetta, patisutva, having listened, and pavisitva, having entered, like Anyaya, having known, and Sachikatta, Upasampaj, Sachikatta, um, Upasampaj, yeah, having attained, like that. So there are examples. So As mentioned below, the most common suffix is twa, which has often been used. So mostly we use in we see this suffix. Okay, mostly in common one is twa, like bunjitwa and paletwa, like that. So use the suffix. Twana also can be seen relatively a smaller number of times. So this one, second one, twana, use relatively smaller number of times. Okay. So also can be seen relatively smaller. And finally, tuna can be noticed occasionally and probably in verses. Okay. So common one is this, and this is occasion, like relatively smaller number, but we use this tuna. Third one is occasionally, is very rare. So you don't have to worry about much. So you should know that there are three suffix, and the first one, twa, is commonly we use, and this one we use like relatively smaller number, and last one occasionally we use, and also is mostly, the when make a verse is like a compose a verse stanzas. So we use this because according to the like a melody, like we have a certain number sounds, like phonetics. So when they use these are sometimes that phonetic can be long. So we have to have limited phonetics. So it's easy to use this. And so normally we use like we see very often in stanzas, this third one. So you don't have to worry much about that. So you have to know that like absolute absolutive or purvakriya cannot be declined, is indeclinable. And there are three suffix, twa, twan, and tun. Among them, the twa is commonly we use, and the second one relatively smaller numbers, and third one is like very rare, like occasionally we use. Okay. So then you can see here the boo that so some example is providing here, the root here and suffix and absolutive and meaning. Okay, boo is the root. So normally we boo root we like decline like bhavati bhavanti, like that. So boo bhav bhavi boo bhav normally bhavati, right? The verb we get as bhavati, like bhu is the root, and base we get it bhavati. So bhu plus e bhavati, right? So E is the vowel. So to be is meaning, and we use twa. Twa is the suffix. So we get the absolutive like bhavati, and bhu like bhava, bhavati. The this is the suffix here, bhavati, when you decline the verb like bhavati, bhavanti, like that, first person, second person, and third person. So this is third person. So bhavati, bhavanti, like that. So there's a bhavitwana. The third second one is bhavitwana. This is the twana, and bhavitwana. Okay. So third one in tuna, bhavituna, right? Bhavitwana, bhavituna, like that. Having been. And the ni is the root, naya base, You can see Nayati, Nayanti like that to carry Nayati. So it's become like Netva, you know. So you can see that Ne is come before Ni become Ne, like E, that A come like E become A, like E become A, then Netva, Netva like that. So Netva, Nayati, carry. Then Netvana, Netuna. So you have to those kind of like things like memorize. So then easy, right? Netvana, Netuna. Third one is Da Dhatu. Da Dhatu. Roots. Dadati, to give. Dadati. And Dattva. You see, Da is the root and there is no any changes. So Dattva. Or if not, we can say Daditva. So both are correct. Dattva and Dattvana and Dattuna having given. Then Kara is the root. Kara Dhatu. Kara is the root. Ka. Tva. Katva. Katva. Only take the Kara, but is only take the Ka. Right. Katva. Katvana. Katu. Those are the examples. So you can read more about that and like go through it again and again, and you got familiar with that. And then absolutives are also formed by adding yeah suffix to the end of root when one or more prefix are connected to the beginning of the root as in the following examples. So mm, prefix. So there can be one or more prefix. So then when or more prefix are connected to the beginning of the root and is following absolute uh, suffix to the end of root. You see, these are the example for that. Mm. Prefix are then gummy. Gum is the root. Yeah. Agam, agama, agamya, agamma. So you see, a is the prefix and gam is the root. Agamya, right? Agamya, like ya become ma. Then is agamma, ya become double. Agamma, agamma. So this ya suffix is also used as a absolute. Okay. So and the other one is upa. Upa is the prefix. Ta, ta, ta. Then ya is called upataya, upataya, having assisted. Abi is the prefix. And one plus e, one is root. And suffix ya, and abhivandiya, okay, having worship. Then upa is the prefix, lab is the root, and the ya, upalabhya, upalabh, that b become double and ya become ya omitted, right? Upalabha, having received. Upalabha. Ni is prefix and sad is the root. Ya and suffix. And nisadya is become nisajja, having sat down. That ya become double j. Okay, ya omitted and j is coming. So abi prefix nya. Okay, nya is the root. Nya panyaya. That's the root is nya. Panya, like every word became based on this root. Abhinyaya, abhinyaya, having known. Abhinyaya. Upa plus some. There are two prefix. Come. Okay. Come is the root. Yeah. Upasang kamya. Upasang kamya become upasang kamma. Upasang. There are two prefix. You see. Upasankam. No, if you read Pali Sutras, Deva Upasankam. Like you see very often this word. Now you know how to this word like root and how it's organized. Upasankam. Having approach. So this is the absolute use. And this is how they create. So there are additional um, prefix here, suffix here. You see here. You see here, yeah. And there is also prefix also. Here, the prefix. These are the prefix, okay. So these are the root. And this is how it's organized. So all together, the Purvakya or absolute is created. So you can get a basic idea, and whenever you study more and more, then you will get clear. So don't worry now. It's all right. Okay. Like in the beginning, you were very confused about cases. Now you have some idea about cases, right? So in the beginning, if you thought like, oh, it's very difficult and it's kind of like a very, very difficult thing to be in the class, like not to come to class, then you don't get this clear idea now about the cases. Now you have good idea and knowledge about cases. Like that, when you do the exercise and regularly like see these words, you got clear idea and knowledge about it. So without doing exercise or memorizing, so it's very difficult. Even any language is difficult if you don't learn the words and the grammar. So Pali also the same. Okay. Oh, that's it. So that's what I want to share, and I can share this with you, and you can read more. And I already share this Bhikkhuni Tisarani's WhatsApp, so you can share later with this PDF among all. Okay. So, is there any question? So, do you have any question? I know many, not only one. You okay? Do you have like an idea about what is Purvakriya absolute use? You know absolute truth, absolute truth, absolute truth. You know? No? Absolute truth and conventional truth. There are two truth. Absolute truth and conventional truth. That conventional truth is the everything, what we see, what we hear, what we talk. So based on languages, we get ideas and perception like that. So everything like conventional truth, they are changing. Like Paramattha Satya is the absolute truth. That the thing when we practice Vipassana, we see things as they are. It never change. Their nature is like anitya, impermanence, dukkha, unsatisfactory, and anatta, selflessness. So that's call is they are never change. So that's why it's absolute truth. So we have to see the absolute truth. But here we learn absolutes. So these Purvakriya, they never change. So they in decline. So that's why. So like that. So as Buddhists, we try to see absolute truth with three characteristics like anitya, dukkha, anatta. So it's good to know. So is there any question? Feel free to don't hesitate to ask, and then if you like, we can do some exercise, right? Okay, ready? Ready to do the exercise? Yeah,
Yep.
brave students. Okay, let's go. Okay, first one is translate into English. Easy. Okay, I will read and someone can do the exercise. Upasako viharang gatva samananang dhanang dadati. Anybody?
I would try.
Very good.
Upasako is the lay devotee.
Yes,
Viharang is to the monastery.
very good.
Gantva is having gone, the lay devotee having gone to the monastery. And then Samananang Danang Dati, the lay devotee having gone to the monastery gives alms to the monks.
Very good. Good job. Now you know, right? Gatva, having gone, right? So well done. So second one, savako asanamhi nisiditva pade doanti.
I can, having sat down on a seat, the
Yes,
disciple washes his feet.
very good. Very good. So nisidita, having sit, okay, having sat, sorry, having sat. And the third one, dharaka uppani sanharitva matulassa dattva hasanti.
Dharaka Pupani Sanharitva Matulasa Dattva Hasanti. Having collected flowers, having given them to the uncle the children love.
Very good. Yeah. Some haritana having collected, having picked, or datta having given. Okay. So Hasanti laugh. So yeah, fourth one. Yachaka Uyanamha Agamma Kassa Kasma Odanang Yachanti. Yachaka beggars. Let's do together.
And then Uyanamha Agama, it's the beggars coming from the park.
Okay.
Ask the farmer for rice.
Yeah. As rice from the palm. Okay. Agama is agama can be having come or coming. That's correct. Odanang yachanti. Rice. Ask rice. And number fifth. Luddako hattena sare adaya aranyang pavisati.
Bhante, what is Adaya?
Adaya.
What is the meaning?
Adaya number. Adaya means taking. Take. Dadat.
I think it was like having taken an arrow in the hand, the hunter enters the forest.
Hunter enters the forest, right? Very good. Okay. Number 6. Kumara kukurena sadding kilitva samuddang gantva nahayanti.
Kumara kukurina sadim kilitva samudang gantva nahayanti. The boys after the boys have played with the dogs, with a dog,
Okay.
or having played with a dog, and having gone to the ocean, and the boys bathe.
Yes. Yeah, very good. Having played with the dog and children, we can go there, go to the sea and bathe is also correct. So we can either say having gone to the sea and bathe. Either way is correct. Because we can join in English like two verbs like putting and like, you know, like go and bathe like that. So anyway, they're very good. And yeah, number 7. Vanijo pasanasmin tatva uddalena sappang paharati.
Vanicho pasanasmin tatva kudalena sapang paharati. Having stand on a stone, the merchant hits the snake with a hoe.
Okay, very good. Number 8. Sappuriso yachakassa putte pakositva vattani dadati. Can you read the Pali sentence?
Sapuriso yachaka sapute pakositva vattani dadati.
Yes. Sappuriso.
Wise man?
Sappuriso is virtuous, right? Virtuous
Virtuous
person.
man. So the virtuous man, together with the beggar's
Yeah.
son, pakositva. I forget what is.
Having called
Having called.
the son of the beggar.
What is Vattani?
Vattani clothes.
Clothes.
Yeah.
Gave clothes to the. Okay, so.
Okay. Like the word. Go ahead. Sappuriso. We take this. Sappuriso. Sappuriso. The Sappuriso. Then we take Pakosita. Sappuriso having called the son of the beggar or beggar's son. And
Son of the beggar.
Gives, then we get the dadati, gives
The
what
virtuous.
clothes. So the virtuous man, having called the beggar's son, gives clothes. Easy. Yeah. So number 9, thank you. Very good. And number 9, Dharako avatamhi patitva rodati.
Darako avatami patitva rodati. Having the child having fallen into the pit cries.
Yes. Dharako avatamhi patitva. Okay. The child avatami patitva, having fallen into the pit and cries. We can say, having fallen into the pit, the child cries. The comma, but we have to put the comma, right? Having fallen into the pit, comma, and child cries. Okay. So very good. Okay, number 10. Bhupalo pasadamha nikkamitva amachena sadding basati.
It's
What
the
is
it's the
okay.
king leaving having left the palace together with his minister. He speaks.
Okay. Yeah. The king having gone out of the palace, he speak with the minister, right? Bhupalo pasadamma nikkamita. The king having gone pasadamma from the palace, he speak amacchen, he speak with sadding, amachena sadding, speak with speak Bhasati, speak with amachena sadding, ministers, with the ministers. Okay. So I think it's enough for today, right? Okay. So I don't want to make you more tired. Okay, we can continue next week, and we have done 10. 10 out of 30, I think. Okay, so you can do more homework and prepare for the next class. And you can go through the PDF file which I shared, and also you can read and make familiar the absolutives like Purvakriyas in decline. So I conclude the class with these lessons, so exercise, and we continue our class next Monday. And I request you all to come and join with us. And thank you. And I'm going to recite some blessing stanzas in more blessing for each and everyone. So, and thank you so much for joining our Pali class. And without your presence, this class not like meaningful and beautiful. So your presence always make our class meaningful and beautiful. So I request and encourage you to be in the class as much as possible. So, and also like if you have time, is please take some time to do homework and some studies, so it make benefit and easy for you when we do the exercise and other materials and lessons. So thank you again, and may you all be well and happy, and may you have a long life and good health, as of course happiness, and also may the noble triple gem always bless you, may no harm come to you, and uh, all the best, and have a good night. And now I'm going to chant some instances. Okay. Sabbitiyo vivajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava bhavatu sabba mangalang rakkantu sabba devata sabba buddhanubhavena sabba dhammanubhavena Sabba Sanganubhavena Sada Sotti Bhavantu Te Dukkha Patta Cha Nidukkha Bhaya Patta Cha Nibbaya Soka Patta Cha Nisoka Tuntu Sabbe Pipanino Dhanam dadantu saddhaya silang rakkantu sabbada bhavana birata huntu gachantu devata gata sabbe buddha balappata paccekhananca ambalang arahantananca tejena rakkam bandhami sabbaso sabbe buddha balappata Paccekānañca ambalang arahantānañca tejena rakkam bandhāmi sabbaso sabbe buddha balappata paccekānañca ambalang arahantānañca tejena rakkam bandhāmi sabbaso abhivādana sīlissa niccang vaddāpacāyino Cattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang balang Ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti minate samijjati. May you all be well, happy and peaceful. May you have a good night. Okay.
Sadhu, 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 sadhu.
Sadhu. Okay.
Thank you, Bhante.
You're very welcome. Sukhi hoto. Okay, Sukhi hoto. Sukhi hoto. Okay. See you next week and take care. Have a good night. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.